Something's taken out of your hand, and that was about a fortnight ago. For me, it was taken from me, but thankfully I was okay. It did really shake me up, so I wanted to find out more about what can be done to protect my devices in the future. There's been a rise in phone snatches, with an estimated 78,000 incidents in the 12 months up to September last year, an increase of 150%. On average, that's more than 200 phones per day. And thieves on bicycles and e-bikes are becoming a particular problem, as Nick Stapleton discovered last year for Morning Live.
I just took my phone to message my friend and ask where he was. And an e-bike sped through between the station and the magazine kiosk, and they snatched my phone.
And it also happened to me very recently. I was walking down this road. It was about 9:30 at night, so it was dark, but there were still people around. And the mistake I made was that I took my phone out of my pocket to reply to a text, and within seconds it was swiped from my hand. I felt really vulnerable and I was really shaken, and I immediately wanted to get some help, but of course it's not so easy when you don't have your phone. To find out why so many phones are being stolen and how we can protect ourselves, I've come to meet global cybersecurity expert Jake Moore. Why is it that people still steal phones?
Well, there are two reasons here. The fact is these phones are worth so much money. There is a huge second-hand market for these devices. And the other reason is that criminals are after our data, and they might want to get into our bank accounts or even hold some of our social media accounts to ransom.
What should we be doing if our phone is stolen?
It's really important to try and get on to track your phone immediately or as quick as possible, put it into lost mode and try and remote wipe it. And then get onto your service provider. Make sure they freeze the phone number so it can't be used for text messages or phone numbers. But it's also really important to make the police aware of this situation. So although they can't do too much, it seems at the moment, they do need to know where those hotspots are. It will help the future.
Are there things that we should be looking out for in terms of, more criminal activity?
Criminals might then try and send out targeted phishing emails to you, purporting to be from Apple or Google. All the while you're thinking you're talking to the right company, but that's when they can get into that phone and then start using it.
Later on, Jake will have more tips on how to protect our phones. But if your phone is stolen, the first thing to do is to track its location immediately. To do this, you might have to set up location services beforehand. And to track your phone, you can log in on your laptop or another device, or if you need to, can sign in as a guest on an Android device, or click on Help a Friend on an iPhone. It was the first thing I did after my phone was stolen, and then I passed on all my phone's location information onto the police. Now, whilst it might not help me get my phone back right now, in the future, this type of location tracking might help police reunite people with their stolen property. At the moment, just because the police know where a stolen phone is, it doesn't necessarily mean they can go in and retrieve it. But Chris Nelson from the Association of Police and Crime Commissioners hopes the new Crime and Policing Bill, which entered Parliament 2 weeks ago, will change that.
At the moment, if we get some information about where a stolen phone is stored, we have to ask for a warrant from a magistrate. That can take a few weeks to get permission for that warrant. So this simple change to the law will allow police to enter properties where we think there are stolen objects like phones. This bill has a measure to make it much easier